Okay, so agenda 1 was to vote on the new chairperson.
Yes, let's vote on the new chairperson. Who would like to be the new chairperson?
I volunteer for my 1 year of my last year here.
I second that motion.
Yep, I agree.
All right, passed. Thank you very much. And then,
Are you taking notes for minutes? Okay.
and we can talk about that too, if that's something that Katie wants to take on, or
What, the notes,
the minutes.
the minutes?
Of-
He has a
Some
lot
catch
going
up.
on.
I can do that. That's not
Yeah.
a problem.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Katie.
Yeah, of course. I'll take it for today and then I'll skip.
Okay.
Okay, so then our second agenda item is finishing the trim around the beach house garage door and checking on locking or / a key for the garage door. Is there any way we can lock that garage door? I didn't see that.
Oh, we can put a key set in it.
Really? I didn't see a keyhole.
There might not be, but you can always put a key set in it. You
Okay,
know, I don't know if the crossbars are in there to lock or not.
I don't know either.
We added in.
okay. I didn't know if that just got overlooked when we ordered it.
I don't know. I can look at, have Christine and pull up the invoice on it. or
Okay.
get a quote on it and see if it was listed on the quote.
Yeah, because I do think that that would be, since we had a recent theft out of that garage, I think that that would be nice to have. And then
Is the frame around the door gonna get painted?
that's what I was gonna
Dark green?
ask, if we're gonna trim out that
The door.
door, if we can do that.
Yeah, we can trim it with like AZACs or veranda or something that's, you know, you ain't gonna have to paint, maybe, you'll have to wash it once in a while, like anything, but I mean, it's going against concrete, so it's gotta either be pressure treated or composite, so if you go with something like that, you wouldn't have to do any finish work, you know?
If it
Could we
was just
paint the
pressure treated, it might not look great. If
Yeah.
it were cedar or something,
We could do a cedar, yeah, we could do a cedar and leave it natural, like a red cedar or something, or.
I wonder if it would,
Or something.
have you seen the new garage door? I
Yeah.
wonder if it would clash or if it would look as.
I just think
nice
like a
as it.
dark green trim, if we could paint it dark green, it would look a lot nicer. If there's if we put something, some kind of wood around it to trim it and then paint it a dark green,
Okay,
Okay.
that would be good.
And Hugh, would you take that out of one of our lines?
yeah.
Budget lines?
I don't know what's left in the maintenance program there, I could have, do we?
We have enough. We have,
We have 2,000.
2,600.
Yeah, so
Yep.
whatever you don't use on this, I'll just find out that for the lock and the trim and whatever's left, we'll just figure a way to carry it forward to help you guys. Something springboarding into the next season, you know?
Okay, yeah, so if we could put a key locking mechanism and then the finishing materials. And then in our last meeting, there was something that you were thinking you could, some kind of material you were thinking about ordering out of that, out of the maintenance equipment. Do you remember what that was?
Ultra.
What is the-
Oh, yeah, mulch it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the,
In there.
Okay, that's already been taken out?
No, not yet, not for this season. I know, Mike, I think, helped with the original one a couple of years ago with something out of somewhere. I'll have to talk to him.
Okay.
Somebody will figure out where that came from, how to pay for the next round.
Okay,
Because if we can do that and hit this final budget for the rest of this month, then we won't have to take money out of our next year's budget.
Mhm.
use as much of this one as
Yeah.
possible.
Yep.
Okay,
All right. And then we already got the buoys and floating docks out. That's on number 3.
Yeah.
So that's concluded. Thank you for doing that. And then this was more of a Michael question, but you haven't received any benches yet.
No. No.
Okay. I wonder if those have been ordered.
can I ask Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah. If your board would want to point one of you to do follow-ups with that kind of activity, because it's hard if everybody bombs with questions, you know, if somebody wants to take leads on.
Yeah, maybe if one, yeah, I can ask him, but we also talked about potentially making benches.
Yeah, we were gonna try to do it this winter, but
This winter.
I was short a guy and we didn't get to it. Conservation's requested a couple as well, so, when we get to it, I've got a full staff of summer helpers, so I'm gonna break them away, start doing mulching and weeding and stuff at Parks and Recs. And if we can, we're gonna build some benches as well in-house, so it's on the radar, it's just something that we just haven't got to yet.
Is there any extra picnic tables or any other seating that we have at the, I know there's a couple chairs, Adirondack chairs in the beach house.
Mhm.
Is there anything that you have at the garage in terms of?
The only thing I have for Parks and Recs is swing or seesaws. I'm sorry.
Seesaws.
Yeah,
To get them up. And I think during the last meeting, we talked about making some kind of spreadsheet of what you have for picnic tables, benches, playground equipment.
Yeah, like doing
Some kind of,
doing a site plan, yeah.
yeah, some kind of list of what you had, and then if things come up listing,
What do you want?
we can always mark the bottom.
Make a
tables,
spreadsheet.
Chairs. with a
Yeah,
number,
site plan
At least you can track them when things come up.
and inventory.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I can work on that.
Yeah, because the seating at the playground over here,
Yeah,
I don't know if it's possible to move the current benches around a little bit in the meantime before we get the new benches. But it's just so unfortunate that there's nowhere to sit to watch the kids at the
No.
playground. It's like
Yeah,
a bench that's, two benches that face the wrong direction.
yeah,
are those the ones that are anchored or?
they are,
There's the one that's
Concrete.
anchored and the other one I think is the concrete with wood, isn't it?
yeah. I believe that's anchored in, if I remember right, because that's old. I think it is.
If it's concrete with the wood slats, those we can move.
You can, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
those are
then
like the ones we build in house.
maybe we can put some new wood on it or something and turn it around. If you have time,
Yeah,
I mean, I think it'd be nice to get a couple more in there, but in the meantime, it's just. Yeah, there's nowhere to sit. It's ridiculous.
well, I think maybe we just want to get a hold of Mike and see what the time frame is and getting some new ones for you, you know?
Yeah, I think that would be, if they're coming soon, then I don't think we need to move
I mean, if we
Do you
can
want
around.
put some nice ones here, maybe move that one fabric or some, you know what I mean? We can shuffle some stuff around where it's less.
Because there's two picnic tables, right, at Averick.
Mhm,
I think
I
so.
think so.
Mhm.
Because even just having more picnic tables would be nice as well.
At the playground here.
Here or there? Not Averick.
If we move some of the
So
older
there's-
benches to Averick and then move the
One of-
nicer ones up here, if we don't have benches coming in.
Mm,
Seems like Averick is kind of the historic playground, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People still use it.
I love
I've gone
it.
to like
Yeah, we
two or
love it.
three birthday parties there where they use the tables.
Mhm.
We could definitely use it like another table.
And we always
there.
do a Halloween party there too with and use both the tables.
It's cute.
So-
Playground.
Okay. So I'll check with Michael on the status of that.
Okay. Do we have anybody on the Zoom? Is there anybody on the Zoom?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Um. Okay. Then we have the collaboration with the library,
Oh, yeah.
involving the beach. Did you see that email?
Yep.
So one of the ideas was a movie on a inflatable screen.
That's so
I think
cute.
it's so fun. It would have to be I think it would have to be really late at night. So,
It won't be-
because,
yeah.
yeah, it would have to be dark. So that's after the beach technically closes.
Mhm.
So we'd have to see if we're supposed to do that.
Yeah, I think that's great, but I would prefer if they were gonna be organizing all of that stuff.
Yeah,
They will.
yeah, so they can organize it. So technically they wouldn't really need Parks and Rec's permission because it's public.
Right.
So if they want to do a story time at whatever time, they have the full rights.
Except for if it's at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yes, if it's a movie or something, we would have to figure out.
I don't think they would do
get
it.
that, okay, I don't even know if that would be like a special permit.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know, because technically the beach closes
Closes.
at sunset.
Yep,
So, yeah, and then would we then open the bathrooms? It's a little bit more complicated. I just wanted to say yes automatically, but then I was thinking that there might be some
Mhm.
stuff involved in that. And she said it wouldn't be until the end of the summer.
Okay,
And then the story time probably wouldn't be until next year. But I think we could vote on approving the story time and
Yeah.
then,
absolutely.
so all in favor of the story time?
Aye.
Aye. And then,
And then
and
we'll,
then there was the kayak rocks,
Mhm.
the kayak rentals. So I guess I'll just explain for the recording that the library contacted us to see about collaborating on a couple different projects, one of them being the movie night and another being story time at the beach, both at the beach, at the town beach. And then they were also thinking that they could do a kayak rental program through
The
the
library.
library where they purchase or get the kayaks donated. And then they do all the waivers and insurances, and then they check out the kayaks with like the vests and the paddles and everything. And then we would just basically hold like 2 slots for them.
Hmm.
And then have them locked up and have them sign some things saying we're not liable for them. But we would basically be, I think what would be involved is that we would be reserving 2 spots for the library that they wouldn't have to get on the list for,
Mhm.
which I think would be kind of nice for all the townspeople who don't get a flip.
Yeah,
And who don't, who can't afford kayaks, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Income families, yeah.
And I even suggested that maybe Parks and Rec might be able to pay for the kayaks if we have the budget for it.
Mm.
It would be a next year thing.
Yeah,
next year, yeah.
definitely.
So I think we should approve at least to hold the 2 spots.
Yeah.
And then next year we'll look at a budget to see if we can pay or chip in.
Yeah.
For the kayak.
And then the other question that I had for that project would just be in the winter, where would they be planning on storing the kayaks? Would it be in our garage or like, and can we do that and then, or where, but I guess that's a question that they would kind of have to address. And I think that we could still approve
Yep.
the idea.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm in favor. Are you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then, let's see. And was that the only 3 ideas? I don't have the email right now.
The kayaks, yeah. Sign waivers, they would do that, family nights. Yep, that's it.
Okay. And then number 6 is, yay, the disc golf course proposal. So the disc golf proposal is for the town park on Park Street. And which is currently being used as a soccer field. It has a small playground and a skate park, parking area, pump station. And the proposed use, if you go to the page with the proposed use, it involves 9 baskets placed all around the park. And the lines show that the direction which they'd be throwing the frisbees wouldn't interfere with any of these other things. And I'm guessing that they wouldn't even be playing if there's currently a soccer game going on. That would be my guess.
Well, we do have a lot of, we have 2 teams that are going to be using the fields this fall. But it seems like you guys have thought of that, so I don't, even if there are people using it, I assume it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah, I think that they will, for the most part, be able to go around. And if there's like a big game on it, that would probably deter
Yeah.
anybody who's not confident in their throwing ability.
Yes.
And so this was all placed based on walking the park and then on, looking at the map. But my husband's brother's an official something or another with the official Frisbee Golf Association. And he's coming in a couple weeks to like, he's gonna go walk the plan and then make notes and try to figure out the best placement. So this is just kind of rough until we get some feedback, but it's all volunteer. So my husband did all this volunteer and then he's gonna, obviously look at it for free too.
That's great.
Right.
And then, so that all that's involved is ordering the baskets and the baskets are removable. They're not permanent and they can be taken out in the winter time or for mowing. And they're not set, they don't have to be set in concrete. They just screw in and there's a tubing that you can pop them out. You can just put the tubing in and so that you can easily pop them out and then you can get extra of the tubes if you want to. I don't know exactly why, but like if you wanted to move a basket to a new location,
Okay.
and switch up the course or something like that. That's this installation tube
Oh, great.
and it locks.
Good locks.
I was gonna say, yeah, okay.
Locks below the ground?
Mhm.
Okay, great. So they won't get stolen.
Yeah.
That's,
Mhm.
that could potentially happen.
Yeah. And so, yes, the budget for this is $3,375 through this company. So, I don't think that we need to shop it around at
Yeah.
that price, so.
I know because I was doing some research on it before I knew you had already put a plan together and that's the brand that all the courses use. So
Yeah.
it seems like a good plan. I like to put that up for vote and approval.
Okay, I approve.
Aye,
I do as well.
great.
Yeah, so just to reiterate, if there is a soccer game going on, they can't tell each other that they can't use
No.
each other, like,
No,
it's,
yeah.
everybody can use it.
Park
Yeah,
however they want
perfect.
to, yeah.
Okay.
We just wouldn't want to put in something that would conflict.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it will. So that's,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you can get your husband's brother to maybe make another map when he walks the course and try to get some measurements from where the field ends to where the baskets are, that might be helpful too.
Yeah, yeah, we can, and my husband can measure that too. And the other thing to note on this plan is I guess that I'm not exactly sure, but there might be little flags or some kind of little sign to show where they throw from,
Mhm.
Mhm.
or a little base or something.
Yeah,
911 thing.
I know, I've been getting those all day.
And I think that we could probably get that with our current budget.
Well,
But I guess headboard or the basketball,
no, that's all approved. I
Okay.
think that's money coming from a different basket from the town,
So
so.
is that in the basketball, that's in next year's budget?
I think that might be a different line item through Michael, through the CPC funds, but I'm not sure. I'll double check with him.
oh, and so then we would just need you guys to help install those. Would that be?
All the baskets.
I mean, is that something that we could do? Take the kids one day and just,
I
I
mean,
know right
if
now.
need be, if it, if you don't have time.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if you screw them in or how hard they'll.
Get an auger,
be to
right?
Get in, they have to
Little
go in,
auger.
they're 20, so the tubes are 24 inches long.
How wide are they?
I don't know how wide of a hole it needs to be.
A little
How
auger,
does
stick
someone
the
else
tubing
propose
in.
me?
Yeah, you'll have the dig safe, you got gas lines and.
Oh, yeah. How far down?
24 inches.
Yeah, we need to call dig safe, so we'll have to mark out where everything should be going and then dig safe. Yep.
Mhm.
You got gas lines, you should have Barrington running down through there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
Wow.
got-
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we shouldn't just go and dig holes.
Yeah, we should approve purchasing the equipment, which we did, and then when dig safe comes, if there's any reason to move things around, at least the equipment's bought with this budget already.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'll contact Mike, when I'm contacting Michael for the benches, I will also give him this company's info to order these baskets.
Okay, so you'll follow up.
I think Mike's thought on that is it's kind of your budget, and if you want to approve something and order it, you know what I mean, it's kind of.
I thought that I thought he didn't really want us to actually order things, but I guess I
I
could
don't know,
order them.
maybe clarify that with, you know, I mean, it's.
I think we have the right to,
It's your fund,
Yeah.
The board has the right to spend its budgeted money, that's what it's for.
yeah, we
It would
don't.
probably get done faster if we just ordered it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, he's got a lot going on, so I would just run it by him and just say, hey, we want to order some stuff and burn up our budget or utilize it, and
Mhm.
see what his response would be, but.
Good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, good
I
idea.
think the census is your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, technically law-wise,
Yeah.
we can order it, but it's just, yeah, a matter of like who
Who's
can write the
who's doing
check.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, so,
If you can get a hold of Christine or something, and she can help you, down using DPW phone or computer or whatever you need to help get it.
I mean, speaking of, so the last time I contacted the company to order stuff was the garage door. And so now they keep contacting me to
Oh.
tell me like, oh, we just sent you they just contacted me to tell me they sent me an invoice and they're contacting me to tell me that they're gonna install it. And I was trying to contact you and be like, are you gonna be around to install?
Do you
May I
guys
sell
have an
this?
email, like a Parks and Recs?
yeah,
at
we do.
Stockbridge or
Mhm.
something? Okay, yeah, I mean, maybe utilize that portal, will probably help you out.
Yeah, because I can show you how to process invoices and things like that if we buy something and then.
Yeah,
Like,
the garage door thing, I don't think I can, I don't know if I can process that invoice. I don't know.
I think Christine has that.
Okay.
Yeah, we can establish a relationship with Christine and just work with her. on
Yeah,
stuff.
I've done it before, but on like smaller things.
Yeah.
Like
How
I
much
ordered
was the garage door?
toys.
No, 4, wasn't it? I can't remember.
5
Was
something.
it 5 something?
Well, maybe it was less than 5 because I don't know.
Four.
Well, we got a couple, 4 something, yeah.
That should already be out of your budget though.
I think so.
Mhm.
I hope so, because then we just went over.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's out of your budget.
I think it was already ordered and installed, so I assume it's
Yeah.
already taken out.
Invoice.
Unless you just got the invoice,
No.
She just called me to say she sent it like last week.
so then that might not be out of the budget yet.
But sometimes they reserve the funds for that, even though. it
Yeah.
hasn't paid
Yeah,
out.
well, this number has changed since the last meeting. The last meeting, we had 12,000 in the budget. So now we
Okay.
have,
Because the warrant goes out Tuesday, Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Bills are in and warrant goes out, so the money, that would be reflected already.
Yeah, yeah.
This came out this afternoon.
yeah, so this, it already came out.
Right,
'cause
I guess that's.
Somehow we're missing a bunch of money.
So, yeah, if we don't spend this, we're gonna have to fill out something to roll it over, right? Okay, so now we're down to. Has anybody been keeping track of how much we've spent?
It was the 3,500, how much?
Well, there's also some follow-up items from the last meeting, like some things that we asked to order, like some hydrangea bushes or some shrubs and things. So that stuff will come out. We can maybe take it out of this budget too.
Okay, yeah.
So we can go over that,
Oh, I don't think we can go over that because it's not on the agenda.
even though it's not, I mean, just for follow-up.
Yeah.
One thing I want to bring to the board's attention, last meeting, we had a question about some plants and stuff in front of the fence. Is that something you still want to carry over?
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for asking.
There you go.
We would
Yeah.
like some plants in
Yes.
front of the fence, please.
Yeah.
Give us a
There's some thought
estimate on
there to
that.
think about, Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, we talked about putting in some ornamental shrubs in front of the fence in the playground on Main Street here and also at the beach. So, yeah.
We'll try to do some follow-up on that. I think it just slipped through, to be honest with you. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, busy this year.
I can
yeah,
put to-
yeah. I think for next year, we don't have to rush it this year. We could just
I could put together.
we could put together order list for next year and then send it on to Windy Hill or wherever.
Yeah, you want to do it for next year, not this year?
Mm,
Or this fall?
I guess we could do it for the fall.
Fall, yeah. So I can put,
We'll figure out what your primary lists are, and if there's any funds left, we'll just earmark it for some plants and maybe work on some more following fiscal year in the fall, or, you know, whatever the board wants. There might be other funding available, I don't know.
Yeah, and on that same line item, there's a stump right next to that fence that we were hoping to get around.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's got these really big thorns in it and they're like half an inch long. They're really nasty.
Yeah.
Love to see that gone.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I can put together a site plan of the parks and the items, an itemized list of everything.
Yeah.
And I can include the new shrubs and stuff.
great.
We've been using Eva at Wards. She, you know, because we get a discount being a municipality, so she's a good contact at Wards if you want to use them, you know.
Eva,
Yeah, Eva Ward, yeah,
Yeah,
she's,
she'll help you put a list and a plan together, you know, she'll work with you on it.
Mhm. I can call her, I know her, she's really sweet.
okay, so then,
I'll give you the shrub list once.
Okay,
or
cause
you
yeah,
can
if,
Talk to her.
yeah, cause then I can take that and I can, apply for things to get rolled over, but we have to do that, I think, within this week.
yes, so if we knew, so we might need a measurement of how long it is for how many bushes.
Mhm, okay.
But we could get, it just if we need to get some things out of the budget, we
Mhm.
could just put like an order with her
Yep,
this week for like, I don't know, 6 hydrangeas or something.
yep,
Okay, I can measure that out and so she can know how big they're gonna get and space them out.
mhm,
And yeah, I think some hydrangeas would be great.
Yeah, I agree, you need some kind of screening there. It's
you do.
Yeah.
privacy, security issue, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they would be really pretty.
yeah, some woody hydrangeas that'll stay woody all year.
Like
Like
that.
not the limelight ones that, or is that the limelight that come up in
No, you want the wooded ones.
the woody ones? Yeah.
Woody ornamentals.
Um,
Okay.
because yeah, even in winter, that'll still be a nice barrier.
Okay.
Yeah, cause Cheryl just sent an email saying if we want to roll any money over, we have to. I think I have to put in the application this week, so I can either do that and roll over, we can have a few months to think, or if you get me the measurements, I'll call Eva at Wards and place an order with this budget.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna
Um,
do it this week.
she sent that email just to you or?
Well, my town email, so I don't know if,
I
I'll
didn't
pull
see
it
that
up.
one.
Yeah, you want to forward it to us?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't get notices like that. Nobody
get
lets
the
us
park-
know anything.
Well,
I
yeah,
think it's different because that was through COA and not parks.
Okay.
So
what's COA?
Council on Aging.
Council
Oh.
on
So I'm a
Aging.
town employee and also a board member, so it's different between employees and elected.
Ah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, let's see, what's next?
Ping pong, sorry, used for old kayak launch.
Okay, that might be a bigger topic than, but, so we have we had some plans in place to where we had the old kayak launch on Park Street to
Mhm.
do stones instead.
Okay.
Because there was some problems with the water levels.
Mhm. And it would take the dock away half the time and,
Yeah,
But
like
back it
even
has-
though it was supposed to compensate for the water levels, it was just too dramatic.
yep,
And so I'm assuming that stone plan is still in the works, because I think we have to have a survey done.
I know that Nick was passionate about getting that done,
Yeah,
very passionate, because he kept referring to Sheffield down by the covered bridge.
yep,
And I know the administrator had some concerns about being ADA compliant by doing this, so this was kind of I don't know what's happening with it other than that, that's all I can tell you, I know that,
Who was gonna do this?
I
Who was gonna do the survey? Did we talk about that?
yeah, so
don't
you,
know if it got,
it was, last I knew, it was talked about that, so it doesn't have to be ADA accessible, but you have to try your best to get it ADA accessible.
right, and if they say no, then.
Then it
that's-
doesn't have to be, but if they say, yeah, there's a chance that it can be, you have to get it ADA.
Yeah,
Um,
Who does the survey for that?
I think that, what is it called? The same people who are gonna do the beach, Foresight. I thought it was Foresight that he was gonna have to do that, but I can't remember. I think they are also really busy.
Mm.
But anyways, the old dock, so what's on our agenda is that the old dock is not being used currently.
Mhm.
And there was some discussion about maybe putting that somewhere on the lake. It would still have to be taken off the lake when the lake freezes.
Does that have to go through conservation or Stockbridge Bowl Association? Because it's,
Not that that's never, those haven't ever been,
no, because,
Something is in the works with it, because they had us bring it to the boat launch. And the state dropped off a block to anchor it. So other than that, there's something in motion for it.
so it's gonna maybe go in the boat launch area? It's gonna be at the boat launch?
That's where it is now.
Okay.
We pressure washed it, brought it there, pressure washed it, unloaded it last year, and that's where it sits.
But it's not currently being used?
No.
Huh,
So
Well,
where is it if
we-
it's not there?
it's
Is it
at the
just
boat
sitting?
launch.
it's at the boat launch.
just not in the water.
Oh, weird. Well, then we should put it in the water.
Yeah. And so,
That's state, though, we can't.
That's, yeah,
Oh.
state owns the
So-
boat launch.
So somebody should call the state and find out what's going on with it or
Yeah,
what the
I
plan
don't
is.
I don't know. I don't know where they're at with it.
so, yeah, we could ask if they have intentions of putting it in. If they don't, then we should find a place that, so we had talked about Lake Drive, Lake Ave, Lake Drive. There's town property.
Yep.
And I think there's some issue with the dam there, maybe some obstacle, but that could be a place. It's getting to the point, I don't know if it's worth trying to do that this season and then taking it out and,
So if that's gonna be open to public, wouldn't they have to get their boats checked for zebra mussels? Would that be,
yeah, we'd have to probably do a
have
permit.
the staff, so if
Yeah.
it doesn't go to the boat launch where they already have the station,
Yeah,
I don't think we should put it anywhere else, because then people will be launching the kayaks
yeah.
in places and not getting it checked.
So I guess maybe what we should first do is just contact the boat launch and see what their if they have intentions, or maybe they're waiting for us to okay for them to put it in,
Yeah.
or what the holdup is, or why it's there.
I think it should be put at the boat launch personally.
Either there or the beach.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah,
beach.
so-
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And just have it only be used for the kayaks that have, because if you put it to the left, because I noticed even with the buoys up, people are still launching their kayaks within the swimming area.
Uh-huh.
So if you put it off to the side, maybe it'll get people to realize not to drive their boats where kids are swimming.
yes.
There's
And
just not enough
the boats,
space, so.
people are
for
bringing their
to come
boats like
in there.
crazy to the beach.
So I think if we
We'd have to move
put it
the
to the
buoys.
left. There used to be a little dock to the left of the buoys.
Yeah,
Must be a pressure treated one or something.
Yeah.
Run out there or something.
I
That-
just,
That was, you mean the one that was there last year?
Was it last year or 2 years ago?
Last year it was
Yeah.
put in by the Stockbridge Bowl Association because they did their little party there where they took people to the island
Oh,
and they had like Terry Berry at the island or something. And so they have, there's one at the island still.
yeah, that's nice to have, but I'm wondering if we should put, if the state isn't using
Yeah.
it at the bottom, we should put it to the left so that it's clearly marked to not launch your boat in the swimming area.
Yeah.
I
I
think,
mean, the kids will just want to play on it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
mine
why
did, yeah.
well, the thing is like, some people, swim or fish over at the boat launch, and it would be nice to have a dock there for them to go out on.
It's also just another thing that Hugh will have to deal with.
Yep.
Taking it out.
Yeah,
If we could get the state to manage the boat launch, I think
Yeah.
that would be also nice.
yeah, like I'd prefer to see it at the boat launch.
I think it makes sense to do.
Because
it.
it's already there.
So let's contact them first before like voting on moving it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And then the status of the ping pong table, we don't know.
It's in the gym, it's
Oh.
in the box. My question was because there's already programs that happen in the gym, and if people want to play volleyball or dodgeball, you have to rent the gym space out. If people were to go use the ping pong table, they would most likely have to rent out the gym for that hour. They can't just go in and use it whenever they want, because we have walking groups, we have chair yoga, there's tai chi, there's volleyball, there's pickleball. So if we set up the ping pong table on the stage, it would have to be, they would have to book the time in the gym to use it.
Can't we book in like an open gym time for
Yeah.
Stockbridge residents and just have like a time where like we reserve the
Yeah,
gym for Stockbridge residents to do ping pong or
Yeah.
whatever?
yeah, to use it
assume
as
so.
free space. Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing that for the winter. Having an open time for the gym to be open in the winter. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely have to run that by Tammy.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem.
okay.
Yeah.
Gym time to use.
That sounds good. That would be a nice thing to get set up. I
Mhm.
don't know how long they've been sitting there.
Who will be building the ping pong table?
As far as I know, that our only responsibility in the ping pong tables, it was brought to us by some townspeople.
Mhm.
Our only responsibility was supposed to be just paying for them.
Okay,
And then they were gonna handle everything else, like the town was gonna handle everything else.
oh, okay.
So our involvement was paying for them,
Well, they're not assembled,
but they're not
No.
assembled.
And it's heavy, that box is heavy.
and that's here, right? It could be a good rainy job for the summer hours.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah. Maybe kind of fun, and then you could play during
Are you volunteering,
Lunch.
Q? Can I put you down for volunteering to build that on a rainy day?
And so did the new fence go in at Pines? So number 9 is update on status of Pine Street tennis court improvements. Did the new fence go in? I saw an email that said that a new fence went in.
I saw something, yeah, I saw something saying that the new, is the new fence in?
The new fence is up, and Christine was trying to get quotes from people, you only had one person respond to a quote.
Mhm.
And with procurement, you gotta have more than that, so she's trying to reach out and fulfill, do due diligence on the procurement.
Yeah.
to Try to move forward on that.
That's Terry,
Uh,
Terry?
Christine.
Oh, Christine, okay.
because do we know how much the fence cost?
How much the fence did cost? Oh, gosh, I think
Is
it's
it-
like $50,000.
It was substantial, that,
Wow.
that didn't come out of, that came out of,
No, that was a different,
right,
Was that the
Article.
line item, an article for the, okay, that wasn't Parks and Rec?
no,
Okay.
that was above our
Okay,
pay grade.
yep.
Above our budget.
Okay, and so we're just waiting to get quotes on the resurfacing?
I'll touch base with her on Monday, she's back in.
Okay.
Christine is going out for the bids, or is that something we have to do?
She went out and after some bids for you,
Okay,
and she's just waiting to hear back. There's only like one entity around that's really responded.
yep,
It's like,
Is that Peretti?
yes.
Yeah, that's,
And if he's the only one that responds, then we just go
We
with
can
it.
actually use that as procurement, but
Yeah.
we're trying to make sure we do due diligence,
Yeah.
when you start doing,
and there's gotta be companies out in Eastern Mass that do
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
so, I
she's-
mean, I can try to find, I have information on the state contracts.
Mhm.
So it makes it easy to, there's like certain contractors you can use for, that are on like FAC 104
Mhm.
state contracts. If she hasn't reached out to them, I can ask her like who she's reached out to, and I can maybe give her a couple more ideas of people to call. So it's, we can try to get some other people, other quotes.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah, so I'll call her and ask her about that and give her some other ideas if she hasn't reached out to them already. Because, yeah, I'd like to see that resurfacing done. What has it been, 3 years that we've been trying to look into this? Yeah, because we did get a couple emails asking about the resurfacing.
The
So,
nets are down right now, it's not even being used, right? The nets are down and
yeah,
Other weeds are just going crazy
yeah.
up there.
We also have to be careful, the money we put into it, the town doesn't own that land.
yeah, I know,
Austin Riggs.
Buster Rings, yeah, I mean, they're pretty amenable. I'm working with the director on a mural project over there, so that shouldn't be a problem to get.
Yeah, I don't think that they're all of a sudden gonna be
I
like,
wouldn't think so, but.
you can't
just
use these
have to-
anymore right after we
Yeah,
do
we
all the
just-
work to them.
Yeah, he seemed, you know, he seems like, he's
And
like, you guys deal with it.
Yeah, I think that we do have like some kind of written statement that we can use them. I can't remember what I saw, but I saw some kind of like lease or some kind of
Agreement.
agreement and that said that the land is theirs, but we have the right to use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then are we ready to move on from that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, lifeguards, budget questions and capacity for lifeguards at the beach. Is it,
Looks like we have some left in the budget.
So it got ex-nayed off of this coming year's budget. We don't have that line
next, for our next coming
for,
budget?
yeah, in 2 weeks.
Hmm,
So we don't have it, but also if you do have lifeguards on staff, like payroll, even if they're not there, we are hugely liable if anything were to happen.
yeah, I mean, I think we should definitely try to put, you know, a call out for lifeguards.
See, I'm saying the opposite. I don't think we should.
I think, I mean, why? Because aren't we liable without them?
No, if you have it, if there's no lifeguards on duty and you have the no lifeguard on duty sign, that will cover you. If you have a lifeguard on duty, even with the sign up, if they were taking a break, if they had a lunch, if they weren't scheduled till 5, if you have lifeguards on payroll, that sign, we can be held liable.
Yeah, but you know, then there's children that use the beach and.
But
God
the
forbid
lifeguards that
something
we've had in the past, I don't even know if that would have made any difference. If the parents aren't watching the kids, the lifeguards were watching their phones, so.
Well,
So right now, because I
There's no,
talked to
like
the.
supervisor.
Yeah,
Mm.
so I talked to Pittsfield Parks and Recs about their lifeguard because they have a shortage. They don't have enough to cover. And then I talked to the head of the Berkshire South, that staff's lifeguard.
I spoke to her too.
Yep, it's a guy.
Well, okay, well, I talked to the director.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough to staff Berkshire South and the 2 beaches that they oversee. So what happens is that they are probably gonna pull lifeguards off of one of their beaches so they don't run into that same issue. And what happens is, so you have one lifeguard, you have to have a break every so often. So you actually have to have 2 lifeguards on because it's unfair to not give people breaks.
Mhm.
And then, say if there is one lifeguard on duty, if they go and take a 15-minute, they have to let every single person know that's at the beach at the time that they're taking a break. So if you're off swimming past the docks and come back and there's no lifeguard, it's
That's in the water or like on the beach?
Both.
Even if they like flip their sign, they still have to let everybody.
yeah, they have to let so if you're out there and they're like, oh, I have to run to the bathroom, they have to let every single, and then, you know, people go from the beach, they swim around the bowl, come back. So they're responsible for even those people as well. That's not in the swimming area.
Okay.
So when did you talk to Berkshire South?
Last week.
Because it was in the paper that they lost the contract for the town beach for Lake Mansfield.
Yeah, so because they're pulling out, because there's not enough lifeguards. So they have,
No, because they got, the town ended up going with some outside,
yeah, so that was last year.
right?
So
It's
now,
not this year?
no. that was
I just
last year.
talked to Janice, not Janice,
Mm,
from the director from Berkshire South, and she said they weren't doing it this year.
Yeah, they're not doing lifeguards.
Right, because
Yeah.
of the Georgia contract.
So they have 2 other lakes that they do besides,
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
Right.
And they're not staffing one of them because there's not enough to properly staff with,
So they're only
Ratio.
staffing 1 lake this
One
year.
lake, yeah.
They've cut down from 3 to 1.
yep.
Okay, I didn't get that, but.
I believe that camps are now mandated to have lifeguards.
Mhm.
Now you don't have people who want to be lifeguards, so you're competing against people that have to have them and
Mhm.
people who just don't want to do it. So
Yeah.
there's a shortage.
There's huge shortage and now the pay rate's higher per hour because now it's.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
used to pay really well,
Mhm.
lifeguards really well. Like we were like, what were we, like $18-20 an hour?
Yeah, it was good, but that's, things have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had 3 I mean, Steve wanted 4 there at a time at one point, but, so if there's not, there's not. I mean, there's things that we could do to try to encourage high schoolers to get their, like, we offered to pay for their certification, their training. We could try to reach out to the high school to do that for future years if we
Yeah.
want to think ahead and see if, and be proactive about it. But,
Yeah,
maybe
but-
for this year, we kind of talk about other options, like a beach manager
Yeah.
or a parking lot attendant or something like
Yep.
that.
Cause yeah, 'cause especially if we don't have it in the budget for this coming year,
Yeah.
we don't have the budget money.
And I wonder if we can roll over,
Can't roll over salaries. I
can't roll over salary. Well, yeah. So we don't, we will, do we have groundskeeper? No, we don't have groundskeeper either. What happened?
Yeah, how come that got taken out? Is it because it's under the maintenance budget?
I mean, all I remember talking about is that we were maybe even thinking about hiring somebody under you and paying for somebody to
Right,
be,
I remember that.
so I don't know why that got taken out.
Yeah,
That would be,
So that's probably on the next year's, that's probably on next month's. Because this is for the rest of this month.
Mm.
So if it was something for next year, it's gonna go on the July 1st. So it's probably not here because it most like, I'm guessing it's gonna be on,
So do you think, so they said that the lifeguard salaries were coming off, but you think maybe there's groundskeeper?
if you guys put it in the budget, if it didn't get cut.
That would be my question.
yes.
I don't know what you guys asked.
We did
for.
talk about it, that we wanted a groundskeeper to, like a dedicated
Mhm.
parks groundskeeper
Yeah.
to go around,
we
so.
seem to talk about that every meeting.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's not, it should be in there.
Mhm.
All right, so, call my,
I even feel like we voted on it, but
I believe we did too.
but we don't have any minutes to,
Yeah, well, I can check my notes that I sent to Nick
okay.
and,
It- Did like a budget get voted on too for how much? Because did you guys propose a budget to,
So it was gonna have to, we were gonna have to transfer funds somehow. It was more complicated than just like saying, yes, we were gonna hire somebody because it was gonna be, is a question of, are they seasonal?
Mhm.
Are they under highway department? Because then we might have to transfer our money to highway department.
if it's under highway, union and fees and dues and,
Yes, like, and if
Insurance.
it's not, then is it under the town? And because we can't actually have our own employee.
no,
Probably the way to do this, or maybe an idea to throw at you, is we start being more active with note taking. We start tracking how many hours we're spending, Parks and Recs, where, and why.
yeah,
And then we've got ammunition to bring, this is why we feel we need it, because of we have people doing this task, and we be doing other things, so if we had somebody to do these tasks,
No,
you know what I mean, because
Well-
my resources have been cut, you know, I've been losing staff as well, so.
yeah, it's good to track that stuff.
yeah, and
I think we ought to maybe, or you ought to maybe put together a sheet, some kind of easy.
Spreadsheet.
Tracking mechanism.
like how long it takes to clean up the goose
Right.
coop, how long it takes to mow the, yeah.
yeah, and because we have been like getting water, who's been doing the goose poop?
What's that?
Who has been cleaning up the goose poop?
Usually, water sewer or something, go up in the morning
Water
and
and
check
sewer.
it. And then during the summer, we try to send somebody up around 10, 11 to check it, because what happens as soon as somebody cleans it in the mornings in their truck, they're already at the beach. You
Mhm.
know, that's the problem. So it's just because
Yeah,
it's-
if we could get somebody seasonal that is pretty much on the beach, you know,
Mhm.
Spraying the goose.
at least during the weekends, like it could be part-time, but it could be like as long as they're there
Mhm.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day. And they are in charge of like maintaining, making sure the parking lot, like we could even do parking for town residents. We can't
Mhm.
say that the beach is for town residents, but
The parking
parking
is for
passes
town.
be for town residents.
Yep.
So he could be a parking lot person. He can make sure the bathrooms are, you know, clean and stocked. He could, you know, or he or she, I don't want to say, I don't know why I'm saying he. but that person could be in charge of a lot of things. I started putting together a list, and so, and they don't have to be a lifeguard. They can just be there. Also, the biggest thing is launching of boats.
To make sure it doesn't happen in the
Yeah,
swim zone.
I almost caught some.
No, it's making sure that people aren't bringing outside
Yes.
boats.
Yeah, yeah, I was there over the weekend for the entire day on Saturday, and I saw somebody bringing down a canoe, and I was like, did you guys just bring that here, or was that on one of the racks? It was on one of the racks, but.
Yeah, there's like, a lot of people have been putting their boats on the racks for the season recently. So I've asked a couple times too, but then we've been there with people who have brought their inflatable
Mhm.
paddle boards, and I'm like, that still counts.
Yeah.
It's like a hard thing. It's a paddle board.
think
Do
we
we
need
need better
signs.
signage?
I
Yeah.
think we need more signs for that, and also I've noticed that people are not parking the correct way, like people are parking. When you pull down, there's like, you're supposed to park
Oh, yeah,
parallel.
head in parking.
Head in parking, we need to make a sign for that, and I think as well as maybe a sign for like the rules. I mean, I think either we
So
can.
there are a lot of signs about no launching.
Mhm.
It does, there's one right when you pull in.
Right when you pull in, there's a sign on the town signs, which nobody reads. I think there's another sign down at the water, right? On the lifeguard stand.
Pull in, and I think there's one, or is there not one?
I don't know if there's.
There used to be one on the chain, right? When, you know that.
I don't
chain?
remember
yeah.
seeing
Or
one down at
emergency
the
only.
waterfront. We either need a sign there, or we can put, we can also.
I mean,
put-
even if it's on the waterfront though, if they've already brought their boat down from their
They're not
car,
gonna
they're not
turn
gonna
around.
put it back.
Yeah.
Right, so maybe putting up near the parking lot or on the building.
It just, I mean, how many
We're gonna
signs
do
do we
it.
need? Are we gonna
Yeah.
put like no launching signs everywhere? There's a sign that we strategically put
It's
right as you
bolded,
come in.
underlined, yeah.
This like no launching of boats.
Yeah, I think too, another idea would be to, I think maybe having a really clear set of like rules for the parks and the beach on the website, like under our department. Just having like some rules there so that people who go to the website can see, these are the rules, and if we're down there, we can enforce the rules, and we can't, and then they can't say, well, we didn't know. It's on the website.
There is a rule board or signboard there, right side of the building, right?
Mhm.
How up to date that
I
is.
mean, that's kind of getting a little off topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can put that on the agenda for next time, and also for our next time, we can add to that to discuss if we did have a Parks and Rec, because we've asked them for a Parks and Rec site before, and it's been a problem.
Oh,
They do announcements, but yeah, we've asked for Parks and Rec website to get information,
I know
and
somebody who
we got a no.
oh,
It's we have a page on the town website.
right.
No, I didn't, nobody told me about that. Nobody tells me about anything.
I'll show you, because, yeah, it says like the kayak rules, the slots, it said, forget what else there is, but if you go into committees, you can click in Parks and Rec, and we have a whole page.
I have a friend who offered to, he's a web designer, to do it for free, to like add,
Well, their website has already changed in the last 5 years once.
yeah.
I wonder if we're allowed to do it because it's a town. I don't know if we can do it
Well,
on our personal without.
no, we would go through them, obviously,
Yeah.
but I mean, if the issue is like, they don't want to pay somebody to do the changes, I have somebody who would offer to do it for free
Oh, I can do
using,
the changes.
using the town,
Okay,
Yeah.
so this does say, I was gonna say we should have information about the rentals, but it does have some vague information because we just get so many emails
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
asking about that.
So yeah, maybe we can just add to that.
Yeah, let's put that on the agenda for next time to discuss that further,
Okay.
because I don't think we can discuss it.
No.
We already voted again on the Frisbee golf, so I put that in there twice. And then playback murals, Johanna.
Yeah, I need to, I tried reaching out to the tribal liaison to see if they have approved, the project, and I haven't heard back from her, so hopefully by next month I'll have some answers on that, but basically, they need to, well, if it's gonna be, because they have their own specific procedures for acknowledgement, for land acknowledgements, which this would be a land acknowledgement project. And so it has to go to, liaison's gonna bring it to the council out there in Wisconsin. And they're gonna either, approve the project, they have to approve it. And then the idea was to make a sort of like an art contest for people within the tribes who wanna do a design, like a design contest. And then, they would, approve the final design and then we would implement it. I also need to make a call to Railroad Youth Project because they did these beautiful murals. I don't know if you've seen them of W.E. Du Bois in Great Barrington in like the little alleyway there on Railroad Street. I think they would be great to actually implement it, but I'm still kind of working that out.
I did talk to Patrick about that a little bit and he said that they have their own artists
Yeah,
that
well,
will
put it up.
Put it up.
Okay, so I mean, the only.
And also we'd pay them.
Yeah, I mean, I that's something I'm gonna talk to the liaison, because when I talked to her, she said that, the important thing for them is that they have control over the design, which is fine with me. But that she would be fine with having somebody locally to implement it, because I mean, I don't know how we would we'd have to pay somebody to come from Wisconsin or one of the tribes to come and put it in. So that would be much
Yeah,
more
we could give them
expensive.
the option, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, I would like to give them the option if you're open to that, but I just figured in terms of money and budget.
Yeah, we'd have to see how much that would be. for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so if they're okay with having somebody locally to do it, as long as we're doing their design, then that would be probably more budget friendly. So I'll look into that, but I'll have more answers for the next meeting.
Okay, and then if you're having trouble getting answers, he also did say that he was like aware of the whole thing and that he talked to them already and he has a direct line of connection to them that we can reach out to him if we need to get.
It's the same
Answers more
lady that I'm in
quickly.
touch with,
Okay.
so, yeah, I don't want to add more cooks to the kitchen. Just gets more confusing. But yeah, it's the same, he's good friends with her, so, so I'll just email her and ask her.
Okay.
Okay, so,
So that's, Katie, do you know about that?
Not really. I was trying to piece it together.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's fine. I know there's talks of a mural going on the Pine Street.
Playback wall.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we had contacted the tribal liaison about a design.
Okay.
about doing a land acknowledgement design, yeah. I just think it needs more color. We need more color in this town. And I think it would be great, to have, just to, do an acknowledgement in town, and it'll just add some color to the park. So I figured it's a space we could use for that.
Yeah. We'll get,
Fun little project.
yeah, we'll get quotes and prices and see if it works within our means. And if it works, great. If not, we'll keep looking into it.
Is that the last item? on
Yes,
the
that's the
agenda?
item. I apologize, I didn't put the 5-year plan, but I feel like that would have been a
No,
lot.
I would like to do this and figure out where we're
Let's like
at
do a
before
meeting just
anything.
for that, like,
Yes.
we'll just do like that's
If it helps, I don't have one
5-year
drafted
plan
yet.
meeting without any other items.
No, but this was nice to get caught up on some of the things that have been being worked on before.
Well, congratulations. and
Thank
we're
you.
Happy that you were on the committee.
Thank
Did
you.
anyone else run? I wasn't even paying attention.
Nick dropped out
Right.
the day
but-
before he could.
Right, but did anyone else run against you?
No.
Oh, okay, well, that's.
Still congratulations.
Yeah, oh, yes, of course, yeah, of course. No, I was just curious, because I wasn't really, I missed the voting day.
And then we just had the call to end the meeting.
Okay, yep.
Okay, I end the meeting. How do you say?
Yep.
Okay, meeting-
I
meeting
hereby
adjourned.
end this meeting.
And I seconds.